Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford rumored. Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford rumored to be in negotiations. So what's on the table now is Terrence Bud Crawford talks about fighting on a mutual ground, not wanting to fight in Texas. Of course, the fanatics always have a problem with any request that Terrence Crawford makes. This is why Letitia Crawford is here to remind you that Errol Spence is on video saying the fight would be on mutual grounds. So to the fanatics, what's the problem? What's the problem? Since everybody hangs on what Errol Spence says, and you guys say he's a man of his word, and he does what he said he's going to do, then he said it would be mutual grounds. So what Terrence Bud Crawford is asking for is nothing more than what Errol Spence confirmed. So there shouldn't be any problems. There shouldn't be nobody complaining. There shouldn't be nobody whining. And most importantly, your attitude on the situation should be, you just want to see the damn fight. You know, people ask me, what do I think about the situation? And honestly, it's whatever helps the fight get done at this point. You know, I agree with Terrence Crawford. It should be on mutual grounds. I don't see a problem with that. I don't know what the problem is with respecting Terrence Bud Crawford and what he has done in the sport. Okay? Because it exceeds what Errol Spence has done in the sport. And you guys are acting like he's somebody that's not deserving of basic requirements from, you know, for somebody that's of his stature. And Terrence Crawford don't ask for much. He's not asking for much. Okay? All the excuses, all the roadblocks, all the you need to go do this, all that has came from Errol Spence side of things. The things that Terrence Bud Crawford is asking for is basic in nature. But yet, you guys want to cry about everything. Well, Errol Spence said it's on neutral grounds. So what problem should we have now? Is he saying now he doesn't want it to be on neutral grounds? Now he wants it to be in Texas? Why? It should be on mutual ground. The problem is people don't respect Crawford and his requests and what he wants. Me, I seem to think a little bit different. I think you guys jump at the opportunity whenever one is presented to not make the fight, and you're happy to go along with it. So you can hide behind, well, Terrence Bud Crawford didn't want to fight in Texas, so whatever, we moving on. I know that's what y'all want, but y'all supposed to be boxing fans. And not only that, you're supposed to be a fan of Errol Spence. And this is just something that I just keep scratching my head on. How come you guys don't want to see Errol Spence beat down Terrence Bud Crawford like you guys say in my comment section? Bruce, what are you going to say when Errol Spence knocked Crawfish out? The main goal is just to get the fight. If Errol Spence wins, Errol Spence wins. I don't have no attachment to these fighters like you guys are joint at the hip with them. You know, it proves that he was the better fighter. He was the better man. Now we got our answer to our question when we're trying to go back and forth with each other about who's the best. We got to see who was the best. And that's really what this whole scenario is supposed to be about. It's not about Spence fans, Crawford fans. And as far as this fan versus this fan, Errol Spence fans, y'all the ones that created these fans versus these fans. Terrence Bud Crawford's fans didn't start that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's clear that you guys look at liking Terrence Crawford as a rivalry to you. I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, I'm not against y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nor do I want to have a Terrence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, East Coast, West Coast beef with you. That's dumb. I thought you were supposed to be a boxing fan. That's why I said, in general, It's whatever helps the fight get done. That's really what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't care where it's at. I would prefer that they just make the fight. But at the same time, I do think that Terrence Bud Crawford should be able to make some requests. And his request is only confirmed by Eroll Spence via video. So it shouldn't be a problem. You know, do you guys want to see a fight or not? Matter of fact, I've already answered that question with the video, and that answer is no. You know, but we can tell now. But as an Eroll Spence fan, you should be like this. Look, Eroll, if you the big fish and we'll do some big fish shit, give us this fight. Whatever helps the fight get done. You know what I'm saying? That don't hurt us none. Get a man his mutual ground like you said in the first place, and let's go ahead and get this fight made. Yet y'all ready to stand behind any reason not to see the fight. You know, this is why y'all start pawning off Terrence Bud Crawford on Jamel Charlo. Honestly, you know, Eroll Spence has got so much heat with dealing with Terrence Bud Crawford. Y'all passed the buck over to Jamel Charlo. And this is the thing with people saying and, you know, talking about Charlo. Charlo cleaned out one of the deepest division. He's the king of his division. He's done his thing in his division. Eroll has to do his thing in his division. How does Eroll Spence food fall over onto Terrence Crawford's plate? You guys rather play with that. Jamel is undisputed in his weight class. Okay? And if you ask me, he's passed Eroll Spence on the pound for pound list for a fact. All right? It's time for Eroll Spence to do the same thing. You should want to see the same thing. Because if you ask me, Eroll Spence should have achieved that before Charlo did. In my opinion. You know? But he's already done what he's done in his division. But there's somebody who hasn't done what they wanted to do in their division. And one of the main reasons why Eroll Spence has not done what Jamel Charlo has done is because somebody was chasing this big old fat pussy called Canelo Alvarez. Basically, just chasing the check, not chasing the legacy. When you say Canelo Alvarez, you chasing the check, not chasing the legacy. You know, and yeah, I got confidence in Eroll Spence, but I don't think he could beat Canelo, as shitty as Canelo is. But then again, who knows? You know, but either way, I didn't sign up for, or nobody is looking for, once again, a Eroll Spence and Canelo Alvarez fight. Didn't nobody ask y'all for that? You try to put it in people's head, but didn't nobody ask for that shit? We want to see Crawford versus Spence, point blank and period. And both fans should be on the same shit. But I'm not supporting you if you ain't fighting Spence. Spence, I'm not supporting you unless you fight Crawford. And to a lesser extent, Bud, because Bud is trying to do the very thing that the boxing fans is wanting. So it's not like Bud is saying, oh, well, I'm going to go over here. He's trying to fight the guy. So really, if anybody you're not supposed to support their next move, it's really Eroll Spence, because he already tried to make a sly move on you. Canelo Alvarez just didn't bite the bait. Had he bite the bait, there would definitely be no Terrence Bud Crawford. That's why one of the best things that happened to boxing is Canelo Alvarez losing on multiple levels. So the question is, when y'all gonna start pretending to be boxing fans and actually be one? Because y'all talking points of what y'all choose to argue over, it's dumb. Okay? And you guys don't need to be taking up that fight. Let them figure that out. The only thing you need to say to your guy is, hey, look, whatever it takes to get this fight made, Eroll, you should be saying, I want to shut these crawfish. And that's another thing. If you're going to try to be disrespectful, can you come up with another name besides crawfish? Because Eroll Spence is straight fire. That's a fire ass name. You guys are going to have to be a little bit more clever, at least if you want to think you're going to offend Terrence Bud Crawford fan, because when y'all say crawfish, I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? He's seafood or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But crawfish ain't got shit on Eroll Spence. I have to correct myself from saying Spence from now on. If you guys haven't noticed in these videos, you know what I'm saying? I'll be really trying to say Eroll Spence, but Spence keep coming out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's catchy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are going to have to live with it. And Eroll Spence is going to have to live with it if he keep these track shoes on. But he says he's the big fish. He want this, he want that. I don't want to hear about that. I'm the big fish talking all that shit. I don't give a shit like that. I don't look at you like no big fish. Big fish in what term? Because you're not the biggest man in your division. You're not looked at as the best in your division. You know what I'm saying? Crawfish is. Okay? Now that's a damn shame. You got 3 of them damn belts, but you're not considered the best in your division. Okay? Crawford is. Okay? While simultaneously being a pound for pound fighter. Okay? Like I said, it's a lot at stake right here. Because not only do you become undisputed, but you have claim to beating the #1 pound for pound fighter. How could your #1 pound for pound status not go up after that? There's too much to gain right there. But all that to chase a Canelo Alvarez check, don't nobody care about that shit, man. That ain't doing nothing special. Give the fans what the fuck they want. Point blank and period. Let's stop the complaining. Okay? You guys want to have a rivalry. I have nothing for you. I just have my opinion that irritates you. But I don't want no smoke with you. Because there's nothing to have any smoke about. I'm a boxing fan that want to see a boxing match. Is that illegal? Last time I checked, is it? Somebody let me know. Okay? When has boxing been about cheerleading and not boxing? Because that's all y'all in it for now is to cheerlead. Y'all just want to cheerlead. Y'all really don't want to see fights. Y'all want to strap knee pads on. But y'all really don't want to see fights. Get a mutual location, man. It's only right. It's only respectable. And to add on top of that, Eroll Spence already said it out his damn mouth. So what else is there to say? Bruce Vane, I'm out.